WeUNIK world and our family, welcome to, this is just going to be like a more of a conversational kind of video like all of them, but this isn't necessarily about hair care, because as much as we are focused and specializing rather in healthy hair care, this is also a holistic point of view in terms of healthy inside. Hair is just our way of doing that. So the whole point of this is little by little, a little becomes a lot. And that brings us to the point of perfection. Things do not have to be perfect for them to be good enough for you to present it. You need to stop comparing yourself to the idea or the ideal standard of whatever it is that you're doing and get started. Because Henry Ford, the guy who created the automobile, he started that like really getting serious in his 40s, because that's when he became wealthy. But up until that time period, he had done so many variations of this automobile that did not work. And had he listened to the haters or to those voices like, just give up, you can't do this, we wouldn't have Ford. And who's to say would we have cars at this point? How would we be getting around? Would we be taking the train? Would we have skater shoes? Right, who knows? But his determination to perfect his craft allowed him to create something that changed the world. So when we say perfection, learn to perfect your craft, not seek the perfect thing, because if you keep going, you will achieve. A second example I can readily think of is Thomas Edison. Depending on who you ask, it either took him 10,000 times before he perfected the light bulb or 14,000 times. Regardless, how many of us would have given up after the first failure? How many would have given up after the fifth? Much less 1,000. And from Thomas Edison's point of view, it wasn't a failure. It was one more way he knew wouldn't work to do what he wanted to do. So it was a step closer. So it took him over 10,000 tries to get a light bulb that literally changed the course of our entire planet. So what are you sitting on? What's that thing that's nagging on you that you have not done or given the world because it's not perfect? It's not the ideal of it. I mean, shoot, even L'Oreal, I don't know the story of them, but I know for certain when they started, they weren't a conglomerate that owned a large portion of the beauty industry. They didn't start that way, but they got that way. All of these people that we look up to got that way because they kept going. And then I'll say one more thing, then I'll pass it off to mine. In this book I'm currently reading, See You at the Top, I think by Zig Ziglar, last name Ziglar, either way. He says something that I like to, now I go through a whole book and then I go back and take notes. But this particular phrase, I even put a post note on it. He said, a big shot is only a little shot who kept on shooting. So be the little shot that keeps on shooting, and eventually, by process of elimination and what literally happens when you apply the practical solution and whatever equation of success, you will be considered a big shot. Now, how many failures did it take you to get to where you are now? That's none, because had you not experienced those defeats, you would not have had your success. So,
yes. Very well said. And I'll just add that for many people, and myself included up until recently, we use perfection as an excuse to never step into our true best selves. I don't know how many ideas I have had sitting on the shelf. I know people my age and older who have so many wonderful ideas, and they are afraid to release them onto the world. And the reason is because it's not the right time. It's not the right time. I need this, I need that. Newsflash, folks. It's never going to be the right time. You make the right time.
Yep.
And even if all you do every day is take one little baby step in the direction of your purpose, a year will pass, you'll look back and be surprised at how far you've gone.
Right.
And I'll share a quick story. I have a mentor, may he rest in peace. And I remember he sent me, you remember this story, he sent me some brochure for one of his newest multinational companies. And I read that brochure from the prison of my cubicle of my 9 to 5 and critiqued the grammatical errors I saw. And I felt so high and mighty over myself because it was not a perfect brochure that he sent out into the world. Meanwhile, he was taking his family on vacations. He hadn't had a 9-to-5 in forever. And in my pursuit to create the perfect document, I was stuck in the prison. And so do not ever allow your pursuit of perfection to keep you stranded. Time moves on. That's the perfect thing. Time is perfect. It is going to perfectly move on. It will not wait for your perfect self to catch up. So meet time where it is. Do all you can in that day, even if all you do that day is something that's 30 seconds towards your pursuit. Just keep making progress. Don't worry about perfection.
Right. And honestly, like, you can only do what you can right now.
Right.
If you, for example, let's make it something simple. If you want to start a YouTube channel, right, and you're looking at someone that has like the 4K high def video and they have these editors and, you know, they got zoomy things happening and all these attention grabbing, they got the effects, and all you have is your iPhone 3. Let's take it way back. You have a grainy camera. If you don't make your video, the chances that you're going to get to the level where you can hire editors is pretty slim. And if you are one person and you are comparing yourself to the output of a team of professionals, you are never going to feel like what you're doing is enough, because by the time you get up to where they are, that company is going to be way far beyond you. They're probably going to have 7 YouTube channels when you only have 1. You only have 100 subscribers. You only have that. And you can look at that as, I only have this. Or you can say, well, you know what? Before I only had 0. Before I didn't even have a YouTube page. Before I didn't even know how to upload a video. So it's all about doing what you can with what you have, and in doing so, you will get more. And one of the things that has really helped me to achieve the awareness of this is reading, and is finding people who are doing those things, and not those people that tell you, take my course and you're going to make $1 million tomorrow, because that's not true. And if you are, you might end up in jail, or you know, you might end up worse off, or as soon as you get it, it's going to be gone, because you don't know how. There's a difference between getting and attaining and maintaining and growing. So, but when you really start to read and learn up or watch and whatever about people who have done it, you start to really expand what success looks like and change it. And rather than tomorrow I got to do this and this and that, okay, tomorrow I have to do X in order to achieve Y, and that will result in Z. And then before you know it, you'll be booked and you're like, wow, I accomplished more this month than I have in 2 years of this journey, because now I'm learning systems. And then next month I've achieved more in this time than I ever have in whatever. So it's about being patient with yourself, and then also seeking knowledge from people who have done it before and who are successful and still successful, or who were successful, because knowledge doesn't expire. The practical application of it doesn't expire. Now, if you're reading about how Thomas Edison formed a light bulb, perhaps you're not going to make a light bulb because there's already light bulbs. Or perhaps you are going to make a light bulb, but your light bulb is going to be different. It's going to be a skinny, straight up and down light bulb that changes colors with only having one wire system. Perhaps you're going to do something new with what was already done. The point is, though, once you can seek the proper knowledge and seek out how to do certain things, you'll start to look at these small things as opportunities. You'll start to see, wow, wait a minute. Okay, I'm gonna make it visual and then I'll be done. So perhaps there's an acorn, and you might ask one person, what do you see? I see an acorn. You ask someone else, what do you see? I see squirrel food. You ask someone else, they say, I see a tree. You ask someone else, they say, I see a village. Because with that acorn, it's gonna grow, it's gonna turn into a tree. From those trees, I can make houses, and from those houses, I can sell it, and then from that, I can turn it into this. So the difference between a perceived success and a perceived failure is their vision. is their vision and their commitment to it. Because that one acorn could be just an acorn to you. And then someone else take that same acorn that you threw away and plant it, and before you know it, they have a lumber factory. They rent squirrels out to people's backyards to fertilize their ground. Who knows? But the vision and the commitment to the vision and the commitment to not giving up will either turn you into the person that you look up to, or will turn you into a headstone of opportunities that were missed.
Yeah. Yep. And I'll just add one last thing. Very well said. Many of the people that we are all comparing ourselves to, we only see the end result.
Right.
To us, because we weren't there for all the journeys and all the missteps, and when they were on their single microphone, we just see the overnight success.
Right.
No success is overnight.
Nope.
And so instead of comparing ourselves to where we see people are today, I like to do like she said and like she does, and read about the journeys and learn about the journeys, and just do what I can today to get further, period.
Right.
And before you know it, you'll look up and you'll be like, oh my God, I'm much closer to my goal than I would have been had I set myself on that couch and believed the naysayers and the doubters.
Right. So to end this, I like to say, because I'm not married, but I like to say I marry certain things. And I marry phrases that stick with me, that stand out. So from this, I'd like to ask you to be mine by marrying a few phrases. 1, little by little, a little becomes a lot. 2, I'm excited. How about you? I got these from different people. So little by little becomes a lot. I forgot where I got that from. I'm excited. How about you? I got from I got that from Kevin Trudeau and Napoleon Hill. And then from Zig Ziglar, a big shot is just a little shot that kept on shooting. So always remember that as long as you keep doing whatever it is that you know you should do, instead of beating yourself up about the fact that you didn't do anything, you will make your goal. So little by little, a little becomes a lot. And we can only hope that this a little bit of video helps you to create a lot of success down the line. With that being said, we are WeUNIK World. Please be sure to like this video, comment, share, and subscribe. We do read the comments. If you have any questions or you want a request for a video, you can leave it below. And if you are on your hair care journey, or you are someone you know is a single dad, a mom of a different nationality, or a woman of color, whoever, a young girl, whatever, who doesn't know how to take care of their natural textured hair, and also doesn't know how to love themselves because it feels like a burden rather than a gift, then please do them the service. Be a giver to them. Give them the blessing of our presence. I know that might have sounded away, but when you really take the classes and try our products, you'll understand the truth that I mean behind that. But in order to get what you want to give, you have to help enough people get what they need and what they want. So if you're feeling great and you're feeling froggy leap, and send this off to someone who could use it in terms of this and in terms of the healthy hair care. All right, thank you so much, and we hope to see you soon.